Hey everyone, Sharon here. Today I'm going to be talking about my to be read in the month of February. Without further ado, let's get started. The first one that I'd like to read in February is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. This is supposed to be a really good adult thriller. I'm really excited to read it. As a matter of fact, I've already started because I couldn't wait to read it. But it's been a national bestseller for a very long time. And yeah, so The Girl on the Train. The girl's name in it that's on the train is Rachel, and she's got some serious issues going on that I can't wait to read about how she solves them. And also there's a mystery in there that's pretty exciting. It's written in a really interesting style, first person, and yeah, Rachel talks about all of the issues that she has. So that's the first book of the month of February to be read. Next up we have Cress, and this is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles series, and this is written by Marissa Meyer. The series has 4 books. The first one was Sender, which is these are all science fiction young adult. The first one was Sender, which is the take on Cinderella, and then there's Scarlet, and that's the second book, and that's the take on Little Red Riding Hood. And then we have Cress, which is a take on Rapunzel, again written by Marissa Meyer. I cannot wait to read this because the first 2 books were just crazy good. There's similarities between the fairy tales, and so I can't wait to see how Marissa Meyer has done with relating the Cress to Rapunzel and how she makes it into a science fiction fantasy story. So far so good. Next up we have I1Q84 by Haruki Murakami, and this is a really good literary book. It's just written so well. It's actually translated from Japanese, and so it's about Aomame and Tango and their story and how they are going to eventually meet. So there's just some weird things that are really going on in this. I can't really describe. It's adult for sure, because the first book, you just started reading it and you're like, whoa, okay, yeah. So there's some adult themes in it. I would say not for young people, but I'm excited to read the second book. And so you can see I have like a generic bookmark. That's what I do. And that was the first book, and so I have the second book, which, you know, we'll go to about right there. And then I will save the third book for the month of March. So I wanted to get this big thick one because it holds all 3 of the books in there, but you can buy separate if you want to, but that's not what I did for this series. But this is so good so far. I'm really enjoying reading it. Next up we have The Six of Crows. I've heard nothing but good about this. I'm so excited to read it. It's a young adult series also. There's actually just 2 in the series, but oh, this cover is just so beautiful, and they have like the black edging. But aside from it being absolutely one of the most prettiest books that I've ever seen, it's supposed to be one of the best young adult thrillers today that we have. That's the newest, and it's about a group of young people who are want to accomplish a very difficult heist, probably, at least somebody said, an impossible heist. So we'll see how that goes, but I yeah, can't wait to read it. Six of Crows. Oh, and this is written by Lee Bardugo. So, and there's 2 books in the series. So get this done, you know, and start on the next one. Easy. Next up that I want to read in the month of February is The City of Bones, and this is by Cassandra Clare, and this is like a 6-book series, I think, but she has quite a bit in this series. It's very popular. It is a young adult fantasy book, and yeah, I'm excited to read this. I really don't know much about it except from what I've read on the back, which was a young girl, Clary, who witnessed something that she wasn't supposed to, and then all these magical creatures start showing up for some reason. So yeah, I am just really excited. The cover is just absolutely gorgeous with all the bronze and the gold, and yeah, City of Bones. Next up we have Illuminae, and this was on my actual January to be read list, but I'm gonna move it over into February because I've actually started. See, there's my generic little bookmark. That's what I do, you know, because I don't own any bookmarks. I don't know there's something wrong with that, don't you think? But yeah, Illuminae. This is written by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and it is a take on, it's science fiction, definitely in the future. There's battles so far as I've read. Two young people are finding their way to safety, and it's actually corporate battles. So these two corporations are fighting against each other for the rights to something. That's all I know. Yeah, that's what I got so far. So what I read, though, I really enjoyed. It's kind of written different. It has like, it's not literary. It's not like, I don't know how to describe this. It's so hard to, it's got memos and letters from like military personnel. So it's different. It's not like a book. How do you say that? It's not literary? Maybe? I don't know. But anyways, so far so good. I really enjoy that. Yeah. And last but not least is the book Ahsoka. And I wanted to read this in January also, but you know, things happened. Didn't quite get to it. So now here it is in February. And I did start it. Is there a bookmark in there? Oh, there is a bookmark in there. And so yeah, I want to read Ahsoka. This is a young girl's story about her training as a Jedi. She's from the Clone Wars, and my husband and I are watching the Clone Wars cartoon. They're really, really good animated series. Let's say that. It's not a cartoon. And so from the animated series, and this is Ahsoka's story about how she survived actually after the Jedi were destroyed, supposedly, all of them, by the Emperor. And if you know the story, there you go. So this is how she survived it. She is Anakin's Padawan in the Clone Wars, and she has been trained as a Jedi. And as we all know, Anakin becomes Darth Vader. So there's supposedly at the end some twists and turns that, yeah, it's supposed to be a pretty good book, but I don't know. We'll see. And there it is. There's my to be read for the month of February. And comment down below for any books that you'd like to read. I'd love to see that. And then if you subscribe, that'd be great too. And then like the video also if you like it. Happy reading!